guys, Large here. So how do you start a journey? Well, there's so many different ways, but the first thing of course is, if you're even thinking about a journey, you're on the right road. If you're wanting to know how to start a journey, you're on the right road. You're thinking about starting your journey, and therein lies the first step. Once you've admitted that you have got to start a journey, or you want to start a journey, the rest is plain sailing from there. It's hard work, but it's simple. I personally took myself in at the deep end. After that sort of realization, after seeing Danny Gets Fit's transformation video, it sort of occurred to me that it was possible. I had that self-belief that I could do it. And from there it was, as I say, just straight in at the deep end. Once I'd learnt about calorie counting, once I'd learned about, watching, what I've got to eat, it all sort of fell in line. Obviously, fitness doesn't come from a gym. Fitness comes from the kitchen, and that's a quote that's so very true. It doesn't matter how hard you work out or how often you work out. If you don't eat correctly, you're still not going to succeed. So you really have got to combine both nutrition and training together. But my advice to anybody who's starting is just go for it. Believe in yourself. Don't care what anybody else says or anybody else thinks or what anybody looks at you like. Try and throw all that sort of self-consciousness out of the window. I know it's very difficult to do, but if you can, that's your perfect time to start. When first time I went into Pure Gym Stafford, I could hardly fit through the door. They have these sort of rotating cylinders that you put your code in, and then you can go into the gym anytime. And I seriously, the first time I went in, I really struggled. I had to sort of hold my bag to my chest because I couldn't fit through the doors properly. And I was sort of a little bit self-conscious. I was concerned as to, what people in there were going to think, or what they might say, or if they were going to look at me funny and just think that I was another fat kid in the gym. But I didn't care, and that's the biggest thing, is you have to just concentrate on yourself. Don't worry about anybody else. If there's somebody who is going to judge you, what does their opinion matter? You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to just get out there and do it. It is difficult. It is difficult to start. And I suppose I got to a point where I was that desperate to start that it didn't matter. Not only was I desperate to start for health reasons, but I was desperate for my own reasons. I was excited to start, and I didn't care what anybody else thought, what anybody else said. I put myself in a place where I was in my own little bubble in the gym, and that's not to say it didn't affect me, because that'd be lying. There's an area of the gym where the free weights are, and that's where the sort of what I classed at the time as the sort of hardcore gym goers went. I didn't actually enter that part of the gym for 6 or 8 months. I didn't need to. I didn't need to put myself into an atmosphere where I was concerned about other people. I was purely concerned about myself. I went in there with a job to do, and I did the job. But it is difficult. It is difficult to sort of switch off from the outside world. But we do the same when we're driving. When we're learning to pass a driving test, you go at your speed. You go how you want to do it. You don't care if there's somebody driving fast on the other side of the road. It doesn't matter. You take yourself steady and you do it in your own pace until you feel confident to go that speed. And that's the only thing I'd say about the gym is, days have passed now, whereas you have to worry about getting judged. If you find a good gym, which in fairness is 95% of gyms, if you can find a good gym, people aren't bothered about who you are or what you're doing or what you look like. They're bothered about themselves. They go in the gym to better themselves, whether they're fat, thin, indifferent, it doesn't matter. They're in there for themselves. They're not in there to spend time judging other people. You obviously get the odd person who's just, quite frankly, a bit of an arsehole, who, is a gym poser, but you just ignore them. You get on with your own work. You get on concentrating on bettering yourself. Obviously then, once you've got that bit down, the actual food side is fairly simple. You just got to make the right choices, but you should never compromise too much. Obviously you've got to have control, but if you compromise so much, it'll just become unsustainable. I had a good friend of mine who asked me only the other day. He said, "Matt, I want to lose a bit of weight." And now this guy, he isn't particularly overweight anyways. He literally only wants to lose sort of, I don't know, half a stone, maybe a stone, so 7 to 14 pounds. And he said, what should I do? And the advice I gave him, he's a builder, and I said to him, well, normally you would have a couple of biscuits with your cup of tea at 11 o'clock or what have you, and you'd have a packet of crisps with your lunch at 1 o'clock, and then you'd have a chocolate bar at 4 o'clock or what have you to sort of tie yourself over. I said, that's your normal routine, isn't it? He said, yeah. I said, well, don't cut them out. Don't cut them out, because if you do that, after 2 weeks or so, you're going to get bored and you're going to think, I want that food, I want those biscuits, that packet of crisps, that chocolate bar, I miss them. I simply advise just to try and take the smart option. So if you have 2 biscuits with your cup of tea in the morning, have 1, half it. If you have a big packet of crisps with your lunch, have a smaller packet. And again, same with the chocolate bar. There's so many options out there that likelihood is you can get a low-calorie alternative that will taste just as good, and will tide you over. So you're still getting that reward system. You're still getting that sort of pleasure food, but you're actually able to seriously reduce your calorie intake. So hopefully it works for him. Hopefully this video gives a bit of advice for you guys, and yeah. Please don't forget, like, comment and subscribe if you like my content, and please feel free to add in the comments anything you'd like to see. I've got a few videos lined up that I'm going to do over the coming weeks, but if there's anything in particular you want help with, or you've got questions, please just add them below. Okay then guys, I'm going to carry on and enjoy this sunshine whilst we've got it, so I'll catch you all soon. Much love. Large.